Hi, welcome to Bushido Mindset Podcast. My name is Angel Gonzalez, your host. Today, we're going to talk about pollution. Pollution, what it does to the health, okay? And we have with us, again, Raul Prieto, my friend. Okay. Well, how should we start? Let's start with pollution. What kind of pollution? There's so much pollution out there that that unseen pollution that we don't realize there's pollution.
Yeah, in our daily lives, how much pollution that we ingest, that we breathe, that we apply on our bodies, and most of us, or the majority of us, don't even know or don't even understand.
Don't realize that we're polluting ourselves, and we do it every day
On a daily basis.
And what that does, it causes, in the long run, it causes a lot of health problems, right?
That's correct. And all those health problems and all these pollutions doesn't happen from one day to the next. It starts little by little, little by little. And after the years that passes by is when you start feeling the effect. And usually what happens is like all of a sudden you feel sick, you think something just happened to you at that moment. And you didn't realize it was the years of pollution and toxins that's within your system that led you to that point.
Yeah, it doesn't, people say, well, I get sick, or it's not, it just happens. It's an accumulation, and then when it gets, you can't take no more, then all disease starts with inflammation.
Correct.
Right? But, so let's bring to light pollutions that we don't realize that we're taking in. Let's start with...
Well, let's start with the stuff that we eat every day.
Yeah.
Because we eat every day.
Yes.
Most people have 3 meals a day. Some have 4, some have 2, but the majority have 3 meals a day. So we are taking in all this energy through our meals, but we don't realize all the chemicals and substances that are in our meals. Correct?
Absolutely. Let's start first with the meats that we eat. Meats, okay? The antibiotics that they give the cows, the chickens, the pigs, all right? The conditions that they live in.
Correct.
Filth, conditions of filth. The abuse that they get, these animals, okay? All
the food that they're eating.
The food that they're eating. And think about it. I went on a trip to the Midwest, and all I could see was, for miles and miles and miles and miles, was corn. GMO corn. Corn and corn. I just couldn't believe how much corn we produce. And guess what? Most of that corn goes to feed the animals. And why do they use corn? Because corn makes the animals fat quickly. Okay, and that fat, and so when you eat animals, they have a lot of fat content. So guess what? When you eat the animal, you're taking in the fat. And what does fat do to your cardiovascular? It clogs it up. So I couldn't believe how much corn, and then I realized that, hey, when they eat the corn, they make the animals fat, they grow faster, and then they can process them and then sell them to you.
Correct. So when you start breaking down the food source that you're eating, you have to go back every step of the way so you could understand better what you're receiving. So whatever the animal's receiving, at the end of the day, you're going to receive, right?
Yes.
So these animals are taking in, starches, GMOs. They're taking medication, pharmaceutical medications. They're taking steroids. They're doing all these things that these animals are taking in, and then at the end of the day, when you consume these animals, you're taking in for yourself.
Yeah, and also you're taking in the adrenaline when they kill the animals. The animals, they feel they're gonna die, they get that adrenaline rush, and you're getting that adrenaline into your, which is toxic.
That's
You know,
correct.
so that's the animals. Okay, now how about the vegetables?
Well, the vegetables are not as clean as you think they might be, because of the soil that they're grown in.
Yeah.
They have chemicals in their soil,
Right.
the fertilizers and herbicides and all this stuff. Because before they even fertilize their soil, they put chemicals to kill every animal that's in the soil.
Yeah.
And then they fertilize the soil. And then they put probably seeds that are even
Genetically.
modified.
Yeah.
And then they grow. And then as they're growing, they're spraying insecticides all over these these plants so the insects won't get it. So then at the end of the day, what are you left with?
Okay, now, yeah. Okay, now another thing. How about water pollution? How about the tap water? What does tap water have? If you get tap water and you take it to a lab, you're gonna find over 2,000 carcinogens, fluoride, chlorine, and guess what? All the restaurants, when you go eat in a restaurant, guess what? What do they cook with? What do they prepare the rice with? It's tap water.
It's all
That's
tap
my
water.
only pet peeve. I mean, I go to a restaurant because I have such a busy schedule, and sometimes my wife, poor thing, she works all the time, and we're so busy with the school, and so sometimes we go out. We go out to eat, and I'm thinking about the water they cook in the rice with. I'm thinking out they're using that water. It's polluted
Well, guess how they're washing your vegetables with
polluted water.
the same tap water.
Yeah.
The coffee you drink in the morning, they're using polluted water in it.
And some people say, well, I use bottled water, or I use filtered water, and all these kind of waters. That's not the correct water.
I mean, I would prefer to drink a filtered water over tap water, because the more filtration you put into it, the better it gets. But it doesn't mean you're drinking purified water or you're taking out certain chemicals out of that water.
There's certain chemicals that the filter doesn't take out.
That's correct.
Like fluoride, like the fluoride, the only distillation. Let's face it, the purest water is still water, and if you're not using that, you're helping pollute your body.
Well, we're going to really touch on the organic materials, right? Beef and vegetables.
Okay, how about another pollution? How about noise pollution? How about you live in a nice area and you see those the people cutting the grass, the blowers, all these the pollution noise that you can't just be quiet, and you have to hear either a plane, a car, a horn, somebody walk right now we're here and they're doing a roof over there across the street, and you hear the noise.
It's constant.
It's constant. What does that do for your head? There's no peace and quiet. Huh? Noise pollution.
Well, talking about the big cities, not everybody can just go and prepare their own food, so we're constantly eating out or
Yeah.
eating fast foods
Yeah.
or eating stuff that comes in a can. Because you get home, you can open a can of beans and you warm it up because it's easy and convenient.
Right.
But what you don't understand is all the chemicals that are in canned foods, with the preservatives inside, anything that's not fresh, that's canned. You're eating. If you read the labels, you can't even pronounce the words that are on those labels because it's all crazy chemicals. So
All the sodas, all the drinks,
the sugars.
the sugars. Oh, it just everything is just to destroy our health and our well-being.
And according to the FDA, everything's approved, so therefore you think it's good. But what's happening is that it's not like I drink a soda and I'm gonna get sick in 2 days or I'm gonna die. It doesn't work that way. Obviously, it doesn't. But if I'm drinking a soda since I was 5 years old, and I'm eating out of a can, I'm eating Chef Boyardee when I was a kid, and I'm having spam because we didn't have food or we couldn't buy a steak, so I'm having spam. So I'm having tuna out of a can. So I'm going to McDonald's and I'm having sodas again. Through my lifetime, after I reach a certain amount of age, what's going to happen to my body?
Your body's going to be clogged up with fat, clogged up with inorganic minerals, clogged up with garbage. And then what we are, what we eat. Whatever we eat, that's what we are.
Now, as a young person, your body has lots of vitality and is strong, and you can eat all these terrible foods, and your liver and your kidneys, they could flush out because the body's really good at cleaning itself out.
Yes.
And you could just pee it out or crap it out. Your body knows what to do with all these inorganics, and it does. But the older you get, the more backed up the system becomes.
Yeah, because we have gone away from nature. We are breaking nature's laws. What governs us is nature's laws, and the laws of dietary. We have dietary laws that we should eat this, we shouldn't eat that, and we don't know why. Because in schools they don't teach you this, right? Because schools, it's all a business. It's all a business. They teach you the food pyramid. Which is sponsored by the meat industry, by the
dairy
all the destructive foods that kill us and makes us sick.
Right, and then talking about all the foods, so we looked at the meats, we looked at the vegetables, we looked at the canned goods. We could look in the oceans, all the fishes.
All the mercury, all the plastics. The fish are ingesting plastic. They're ingesting mercury. And people say, fish is healthier, to eat. No, it's not. It's pretty bad because mercury is a horrible chemical on your body. Heavy metals, all kinds of.
It's not like you and I live in Alaska where I could fish a salmon out of a creek that's never been polluted. That's not where I live. That's not where you live. That's not. So the resources that I have around me, when I really looked at all the things that I have in my disposal, it's all polluted.
What about the air pollution? What about air? Luckily, we live in Miami, and the air quality here is pretty good because we're next to the ocean.
We get a constant breeze.
And we're here in Coconut Grove for all the trees. I mean, we have really good air here.
There's no industry here.
But go to Beijing, go to China, and I've been there. You see the pollution. Go to Mexico City. The pollution. People are, oh my goodness.
Terrible.
They have all these kind of.
They have asthma. They have lung cancer. It's
all kinds of things. In the air.
Yeah.
Hey, listen.
So I know we're kind of painting a pretty ugly picture.
Yeah.
So
what about mind pollution? Huh? What about all the TV, all the propaganda, all the constantly 600,000 commercials a year?
Yeah, the pollution.
From all these junk food companies. What about constantly fear, constantly, a negative fear, constantly listening to that, and what does that do? It destroys you.
Yeah,
it doesn't make you happy.
It builds anxiety. It brings anxiety, fear, just a nervousness, stress.
So we got the mind pollution. We're bombarded by all these negative things. Now, how do we navigate? Imagine you're in an ocean and you're in a boat and you're surrounded by what's it?
Icebergs.
Icebergs, right? You got icebergs. How do you navigate without hitting an iceberg? Okay, you're in a boat and you go here, oh, there's an iceberg, I better go this way, and there's another one. How do you not crash at nighttime? Like the Titanic, huh? You have to learn not to participate, and you have to learn to start cleansing, huh? I mean, how do we do it?
Well, that's exactly kind of what this message is all about. Is like, if we have all these things going on, how do we help ourselves? How do I help my body? How do I help my organs? How do I help my brain? What can I do to help myself in this situation?
Yeah. How can you negate the bad? How can you at least improve it or make it less? Okay.
There's nothing that, for example, there's nothing I can do with the air pollution. No. I have to breathe it in. There's nothing I can do about that.
Well, you can move to a place where there's better air quality.
Correct, but not everybody has the means to just pack up and go. This is where I live, and this is what I gotta deal with. So how do you help your body? And by helping your body is by doing certain protocols that you can do on a daily basis.
Yes, absolutely.
To help your system out, because your organs could only do so much, so they require additional help.
Once the organs get clogged up, they start. Once your kidneys get clogged up, they start filtering the blood. Once your colon gets clogged up, you start building toxins. All these things is created by clogging, and all these toxins clog the body, and we have to start.
Your lymphatic system gets clogged up.
We have to start opening and cleansing, like a cleaning house. Like you got a house that hasn't been cleaned in 30 years, and the dust is this thick. How do you clean that? Huh?
You gotta, right.
Water. You gotta start with the water. The simplest thing is water. Start drinking the right amount. Start getting buckets of water and just throw them in the floor and start flushing all the dust and all the dirt that's accumulated from lack of knowledge, from ignorance, from not knowing, you know?
So the water that obviously we're talking about, if you've seen our other podcast, is distilled water. So by drinking the distilled water, this incredible, energetic, magnetic water that attracts all the inorganics that you're taking in from the air, from the foods, from everything that you're receiving on a daily basis, this water grabs onto it and flushes it out. So now you're helping your system inside you do its job easier and be more efficient.
Now, how do we get that blood circulating? How do we get those arteries to open up and start flushing all the garbage that's built up? Okay, heat does it. Sauna, infrared light bulbs. Okay, every day, going in the heat and sweating, open up this lymphatic system. So it helps flush all the toxins, all those chemicals, all those pollution that are embedded into our body, into our skin.
That's correct. Saunas is an immense, powerful tool that you can use, because as on a daily basis, the way the body flushes out everything is by peeing or crapping. But if you add sweating, now
you got the biggest organ. And the thing is, we live in a new world that everybody's in computers all day long. They sit all day. They don't exercise. They don't sweat. Air conditioner, okay. You know, back in the 100 years, you know, like 70 years ago, there was no air conditioner. 80 years ago, and guess what? People sweated. They had to have fans. People constantly were sweating.
And when you sweat, you're detoxing through your skin, and you're helping your body detox.
You know, my in-laws, they had a terrible diet, but they lived to be almost like 94 years old. And guess what? I attribute one of the longevity is that they didn't have air conditioner in their house. And I will go to the house, and it will be 100 degrees inside the house, and they'll be sweating. And I walked in, you know, people walking, it's so hot in here. I can't stand it here. And they were so okay. You said, you want an air conditioner? No, we don't like air conditioner. We don't like air conditioner.
Yeah, they were already.
And they were used to it. And that's in the past, people didn't use air conditioner, but they sweat all the time. And when you sweat, guess what? When you get hot, you drink. So you drink more water.
And you're
Or more lemonade. Huh? What does lemonade do? It's a cleanser.
That's correct. Lemon is one of my protocols now is I drink my distilled water and add a little bit of lemon to it, and it helps filter all my organs even faster, even stronger. So when you're drinking water and you're sweating, imagine your intake and your sweating. Intake and sweating, you're flushing out the whole entire system.
Exactly.
From all the pollution I'm getting from the air, I'm getting from the foods, I'm getting from my greens.
Heavy metals.
My body constantly has to flush these things out, but I'm also helping it flush out, so my body's not in overtime.
You clean your house. You clean your house, but not only clean your body, you clean also your mind. When you clean your body, when you do that, also you get mental clarity.
Yes.
What is mental clarity? It's clarity of thought. It's very important because the clearer your mind is, the better decisions you can make. Your life is made out of decisions. Every decision, positive decision you make, is going to uplift you and give you a better life. Every negative decision you make, every negative action you make, is going to make your life miserable. So, but how do you make the right decision? You got to have mental clarity, okay? And then when you taking in all this garbage, okay, your mind is not clear.
Well, with mental clarity is that now you could receive information, digest the information, understand the information, therefore you can make a good decision.
What about self-sabotage? Like, how about bad habits? Like let's talk about cigarette smoking. Let's talk about alcohol. Let's talk about overeating. Okay. Let's talk about negative thinking. All these things. Huh?
Yeah, I mean, all those things play a part in your health. Our health is one of those things that governs not only your body, but it also governs your actions.
But it's not only your health. You're becoming a slave to those habits, and it's costing you money. Say you smoke cigarette, you smoke 2 packs a day. How much is that? I don't know how much does a cigarette pack cost.
Nowadays, like $7-8.
$7-8. You end up spending $5, $6, $7, $10,000 a year, killing yourself. Okay, drinking. You used to consume a lot of alcohol. How much did you spend on alcohol?
I spent thousands of dollars on alcohol.
And what was it doing for you?
If not tens of thousands.
What was it doing for you? Nothing. It was destroying your liver. Your liver. It was destroying your body. It wasn't making you think right.
My worst decisions, if I go back and look at all the bad decisions, it evolved around alcohol.
You were drunk. You got drunk. Oh, let me think.
But not even the day that I was drunk. Since I was in that cloud, because alcohol stays in your system for 7 to 8 days. Even during the work week, I don't have that clarity.
Yeah. So that's why we try to this channel is promoting health, promoting the martial arts, promoting spiritual uplifting. It is a spiritual, physical, mental topics that we do here to help people. And a lot of people are not going to follow, they're going to do nothing. But some people, maybe like you, spark, and you're sick and tired of your situation, you want to change, and then this will give you good guidelines, okay? For you to investigate. I can't tell you everything, but maybe you go, well, the water, let me investigate the water, let me go in there and study more about the water, or about the foods, about this, about that, and then you can,
this channel is to spark your curiosity. It's to spark something in you so you can say, I'm going to try it. Because no matter what I say or what Master Angel says, until you don't do it, and then you don't understand, it was either A, good for you, or B, bad for you. But you got to take a stand.
Yeah.
Like everything that we're talking about, is everything just to help your body. Your body is an amazing machine. It's like, it's made perfect. Our creator, our God made our bodies perfect. But it is us who destroy our body. Right? So when we do the right things and we help our body, and your body will help you. You know, we talked a lot about the things that we can do, and one of the big things that we can do is also do a little bit of exercise. Doesn't mean that you have to go to the gym, you know, and go to the gym 4 hours and, you know, no. You can start by walking, you can start by running, you can start by just doing a little bit of exercise, because when you move your body, it's kind of like when you're going to do a deep cleaning in your house. Don't you have to move your furniture to do a really deep cleaning?
Yep.
To clean everything out?
That's a great analogy.
Well, you got to do the same thing with your body. So while you're cleaning your body, you got to move your body. You got to move your body and do different things so you could cleanse even into all the little cracks and area of your system so it could be flushed out.
Well, how about something so simple as hanging? You got a pull-up bar. You get a pull-up bar, and every day you grab it and just hang.
Yeah.
Just hang. You know what that does to you? Stretches your spine. It stretches your body. Okay? It's a fantastic exercise. You don't need to go to the gym. You need to spend. You don't have to do this and do that. Just hanging, and then once you get used to it, then start lifting your legs up and doing core exercises for your stomach. Just 5 minutes a day. Just hang, lift up your knee. My next video, I'll demonstrate on my pull-up bar. Yeah. You know, and just hanging. You know, people, I got a bad back, my pain. And if you just release, it releases your tension. Your whole body just using gravity. That's a simple way that you don't need a gym to exercise.
It's very simple. A lot of people get frustrated or they think it's complicated, but it's really simple. It really is. When you just break everything down to its core, and you start realizing, hey, it's not that difficult. It's not that challenging. It really isn't. I mean, drinking water. Everybody drinks water. Stop drinking this water and drink this water.
Hey, start maybe eating cleaner. Hey, you know what? Maybe cut down on the meat. Cut down on the dense foods. Maybe you can't do it on one day, but maybe start instead of eating 4 days a week meat, maybe cut it down to 3 times a week, and then little by little wean yourself off. Okay, because do a transient. Little by little, so it doesn't affect you, because those addictions are hard to break. So little by little, you start cutting down and being conscious that let's replace this with this. Let's do this with this. Instead of drinking a canned juice, hey, I'm gonna squeeze my oranges, okay? Or I'm gonna get a juicer, and maybe 3 times a week I'm gonna start juicing. All right.
And these changes are gonna benefit your body. But keep in mind that it took, for example, for me, I can only speak for myself, it took 48 years to destroy my body. And then once I started changing, I just changed one thing. And now I've been in this journey now for almost 5 years. But in those 5 years, it wasn't like I just cleaned out 48 years of bad habits in 5 years. It doesn't really happen that way. You start cleaning your body little by little. Just like you destroyed it little by little, you start cleaning it or reversing it little by little. So all of a sudden in a month you feel better. And then in a year you feel better. And then 3 years. After 5 years, holy smokes, I'm telling you, man, my prostate is fantastic. My liver is great. I have completely reversed
the aging process.
Yeah. Now that didn't happen because I changed the water. Yeah, it was the first step I took. But that one step led me to a second step, that led me to a third step, that led me to a fourth step, that kept leading me. That's why it's called the journey, because it's a journey that you started from here and you start going to it. And that's is just the most amazing thing.
Well, yeah, exactly. Well, it takes, for every year of life, for every 10 years, it takes 1 year to cleanse. So if you're 50 years old, it takes about 5 years to cleanse your body. If you're 60, 6 years. If you're 70, 7 years or more, to consciously, little by little, cleansing. And as you do it, you're going to see that your health, your vitality, the other day I was in Tampa, working on my property. There was this guy cutting the grass over there, and he was the same age as me. When I asked him, how old are you? He was 66 years old, but he looked so bad. He has all kinds of health problems, diabetes, overweight, high blood pressure. The doctor told him that, hey, you can't exercise anymore. Oh, and here I am. I get up in the morning, nonstop all day, and I look at this guy, and he looks like he's 90 years old. And in reverse, I feel fantastic.
Yeah.
Because it's a conscious, is learning, going deep into your health, and start implementing the protocols. If you do that, within a couple of years, you're gonna notice you're gonna reverse, and you're gonna live a happier, healthier, prosperous life, because we're all gonna die, we're all gonna get old, but hey, go through pain. When you get old, it's horrible. Why? Let's get old and let's not have pain. Let's have joy. Let's have happiness. Huh?
Let's have love.
Let's have flexibility. Huh?
Yeah.
So, what else?
I think we covered pretty much a quick overview, because obviously all these topics, you can really dig into each topic in itself. You could get, you could dig into the meat, you could dig into the seafood, you could dig into everything. If you have the curiosity and the time to dig into these things, by all means, look into them, and you're gonna be surprised what you'll find.
Oh, now that I thought about it, what do you think is the most polluted seafood you can eat?
No, I don't know.
It's a fish. Guess what? It's shrimps and all crustaceans, because you know what? They feed off all the garbage on the bottom of the sea. Like, for example, lobsters. Everybody loves lobster, but lobster is one of the most toxic things you can eat. What is it? They call it the cockroach of the sea. I thought I'd throw that in. This is a lot of people. Seafood is excellent, and also it's very high in cholesterol. Yeah. So
the moral of the story is help your system out, help your body out. Since we're surrounded by so much pollution, that doesn't mean that we have to stay polluted inside.
I mean, how many people suffer from, for example, headaches, migraine headaches? Okay, if you clean your colon, if you do certain like coffee enemas and things like that, guess what? Your headaches go away, because your headaches, and I take an aspirin, I got a migraine headache. No, that means your colon is dirty. You need to flush your colon. You need to clean your colon so the headache goes away. My wife she suffered, her migraine headaches were so bad. She used to lay in bed, and I couldn't talk to her. And then when she started we started learning that the enemas, that the coffee enema, the colon, the certain foods that you eat, the water. When you start flushing, guess what? Headache goes away. Your skin gets better. Everything improves in your life. The purer you live. Okay, the purer your mind, the purer your food, guess what? The more connected, closer to nature you are. And when you get close to nature, that is that's what it's meant to be.
Speaking of nature, when you start really respecting your body and caring for your body and flushing your body, something clicks. And you really become a lot more holistic in the way you govern yourself.
And you become more spiritual. You connect to the cosmic forces, and you become a better person, because you have understanding, because your mind is you got mental clarity, huh?
So as you're going down this journey, you're gonna start being more holistic. Like when you get headaches, instead of getting aspirin, you figure out what can I do to cleanse this headache.
Coffee enema.
Or if you have this ailment, what am I gonna do? Instead of going to the pharmaceutical company and start pouring down pharmaceuticals down your throat, there's other alternatives that are, I say, even more effective.
Nature has all the answers. If you get away from nature, that's when you go wrong. Nature, the laws of nature's laws, the laws of the government of the universe, you can't fight those. You gotta adhere to them, and you gotta harmonize with them. So then you live a happy, successful, and you got all kinds of laws. You got financial laws. You got laws of man. You got laws of attraction. You got laws, all kinds of laws that we must understand them, so we can be more effective as a human being.
And we'll save that for another day.
You know what? Thank you for watching the channel. If you got any questions or anything, write in the comments. I want you to tell your friends about the channel. I hope this information is useful and enrich your life. Have a fantastic life.